Hi, in today's video I'll be showing you how to code this animation with a single HTML element, no pseudo elements, at most 15 CSS declarations, including the prettifying ones, which means layout, which means that gray background you see there. Also, we will be using no SVG, no canvas, we won't be using this image added anywhere. Okay, so as you can see there's one element. Let's maximize the CSS because that's what we'll be using here. Then we'll be having a diameter. Let's say 9 ems, doesn't really matter, just big enough. And then here we'll be setting this diameter to both the width and the height. Okay, then we'll be setting border radius 50%, and then just set a background just so that we can see stuff. This won't stay like this. Okay, next we'll be creating a mixin bars, and this is going to take the list of colors, and it's also going to take a bar width. And this, let's say it's going to be 0.5 ems, something like this. Okay, now the next thing that we'll be doing here is get the number of colors, and this is going to be the length of the list, of the color list. Okay, and then we'll be getting offset with respect to the center, and this is going to be half the bar width, so 0.5 times the bar width. Okay, next we'll be having a list of bars, which is going to be an empty list initially, and then we'll loop, so for I from 0 all the way up to n. Okay, here we'll be having this list of bars and its previous version, and then we'll add a linear gradient, and this is going to be transparent, the current color, which is, okay, I messed up something there. Index is I+1 because this is 1 based, and then again transparent. Okay, now let's align stuff properly. Okay, and here we'll be having an angle custom property, and this is going to take an index I, and the fallback is going to be, let's say, I times 360 degrees. We'll be deleting this later, but for now just to see stuff. Okay, and then here we'll be setting background to that list, and here let's have include bars. Okay, so this should do something. We're starting to see something, but it doesn't look too great. So here we'll be adding a calc, so that's going to be 50% plus minus the offset, because it's going to be before the 50% limit. Okay, and then we'll be taking this calc, so with copy, and then here we'll be having a sharp change, and then this will be with plus, and then here again we'll be having another sharp change. Okay, so now we're starting to see something. Oh, that's not 360. It should actually be 180. Okay, that looks good. Okay, but as you can see we have some jagged edges there, and in order to fix that, we'll just be taking this with copy paste. Here also subtract 1 pixel. Okay, that one there, and here we'll be adding something similar, except it's going to be with plus, of course, and we'll be adding 1 extra pixel, and now we should have smooth edges, and we do. Now as you can see, okay, now for the animation we'll be needing to register these custom properties and animate them. So first off, let's register them. So we'll be using a loop, so for let I starting from 0, that should be let. Okay, and this is going to go, the thing is this should be the same number as the number of colors we have there, so it's going to be 5. Okay, and here we're going to have CSS register property and name So here is going to be that angle, and it's going to use that index. Okay, syntax, this is the type, which is going to be angle. Initial value, it's going to be 0 degrees, and then we're going to have inherits false, because we don't need it. We don't need inheritance here. Okay, now having done this, we can remove that fallback from there, and we'll also be adding animation, so the actual animation, and the keyframes. So for this, let's say 2 seconds. I meant to write 2. Okay, and we'll be adding an animation list. So animation, again, initially it's the empty list, and here we'll be having its previous version. Then we'll be having the animation at that index, the animation duration, then we'll be having a custom timing function. So we'll be controlling the x coordinates of the control points. So let's say it's going to be I over n for the first x coordinate, 0 for the first y coordinate. Then we'll be having n minus I divided by n for the second x, and 1 for the second y. Okay, and also infinite. Okay, having done this, we'll also need to set the keyframes. So keyframes, again, we'll be setting the index there. 2, let's set the angle as a custom property, and this is going to be 1 turn. And then we'll be setting, no, sorry about that, here, animation, set it to the animation list. Oops, that's really weird. Okay, so yeah, this works, as you can see. Now a little bit for layout. Let's collapse everything, and let's make the whole thing nicer. So for the body, we'll be setting margin 0, min height, make it full viewport height, set display grid, place content center, so that we have everything dead in the middle, set a background, let's say something like this, and yeah, this should do it. This is the finished animation. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you like the work that I have been putting out for more than 8 years, you can consider supporting it. You can do so by being a cool cat and becoming a patron on Patreon, or you can get me something off my Amazon wishlist, or you can at least share this to show the world what can be done with CSS these days, because honestly, I think it's pretty damn cool. In any event, thanks for watching. You can find the links for everything in the description, for the finished demo, for an article where I explain how you can animate gradients with Houdini, for my Patreon account, for my Amazon wishlist, for everything. Basically, you're going to find them in the description. So, until next time.